Imagine being told you're not good enough for something you've dreamed of your whole life. That's exactly what happened to a young black boy with an undeniable talent for running. The coach, a seasoned figure in the sport, dismissed him without a second thought, convinced the boy didn't have what it took to make the team. But what the coach didn't know was that this boy was destined for greatness, greatness that would one day shine on the Olympic stage. This story is about more than sports. It's about resilience, courage, and the power of belief, even when the odds are stacked against you. As the boy faced rejection, he made a decision that would change not just his life, but the lives of everyone who ever doubted him. What happens next? Stick around as we unravel this inspiring journey of determination and triumph. The boy's name was Malik, and running wasn't just a sport to him, it was his escape. Growing up in a small town, life hadn't been easy. His family struggled to make ends meet, and the streets around him weren't exactly filled with opportunity. But when Malik ran, it felt like the world disappeared. He wasn't just fast, he was electric, his feet hitting the ground like a heartbeat. When the high school tryouts came around, Malik showed up with nothing but a pair of worn-out sneakers and a dream. He poured everything into his performance, his speed undeniable, his drive unmatched. Yet, as the coach called out the names of those who made the team, Malik's wasn't on the list. Not fast enough, the coach muttered, dismissing him without a second look. Malik's chest tightened, but instead of breaking, something inside him lit a fire. His story was far from over. Malik went home that day feeling crushed, but he couldn't shake the coach's words from his mind. Not fast enough. It played on repeat like a broken record. He knew it wasn't just about speed. There was something else, something deeper behind the rejection. His best friend, Jamal, had seen the whole thing. "Man, don't let him get to you," Jamal said. "You've got something they can't see yet. Prove him wrong." Those words stuck with Malik. Every morning before school, he laced up his old sneakers and ran through the empty streets of his neighborhood. He pushed himself harder with each stride, timing his runs with an old stopwatch his uncle had given him. Neighbors started noticing too, cheering him on as he flew by. But Malik wasn't the only one keeping an eye on his progress. Somewhere across town, someone unexpected was about to take notice of his talent, and it would change everything. One afternoon, as Malik practiced on the school's public track after hours, he noticed a man watching from the bleachers. At first, he ignored it, focusing on his rhythm and pace. But the man stayed, observing every lap Malik ran. Eventually, he approached, introducing himself as Coach Harris, a retired track coach who had trained several elite runners in his time. "I've seen a lot of talent in my career," Harris said, "but what you've got, it's different. It's raw, but it's there." Malik stared in disbelief. After the rejection he'd faced, hearing this from someone like Harris was almost too much to believe. Coach Harris offered to train him, but it wouldn't be easy. Malik would have to commit fully, early mornings, grueling drills, and no excuses. Malik agreed without hesitation, knowing this was his chance to prove everyone wrong. What neither of them realized was how this decision would lead to a face-off that would shake everything. Malik threw himself into training with Coach Harris, pushing past limits he didn't even know he had. The early mornings turned into late nights, and every step he took felt like a step closer to proving himself. Harris saw the potential in him grow with each passing day. "You're not just fast, Malik. You're unstoppable," he said one evening after practice. Malik couldn't help but smile, but deep down, he knew there was still one hurdle to overcome. News of Malik's progress began spreading around school, even reaching the coach who had cut him. He didn't take it well. Determined to protect his reputation, he arranged a rematch, claiming Malik would crack under pressure if he raced against his current team. Malik accepted the challenge, but just when everything seemed set, a shocking twist emerged. Someone close to Malik revealed a secret that could jeopardize everything he had worked for. The day of the race arrived, and the tension was palpable. Crowds gathered at the track, buzzing with curiosity. Malik stood at the starting line, his heart pounding but his focus sharp. Across from him was the team that had once turned him away, led by the coach who said he wasn't good enough. This was his moment. But just before the race began, Jamal approached him, looking uneasy. "Malik, I didn't want to tell you this before, but the coach tried to pull some strings to keep you out. He said if you win, it'll make him look bad. He even tried to discredit Coach Harris." Malik clenched his fists, anger rising, but he knew he couldn't let it distract him. The starting gun fired, and Malik exploded off the line, every muscle in his body fueled by determination. He didn't just win, he shattered the track record. As the crowd erupted, the coach looked stunned. But the twist? An Olympic scout had been watching from the sidelines, ready to offer Malik a future he had only dreamed of. This was just the beginning. As the crowd's cheers echoed around the track, Malik stood there, breathless but triumphant. The scout approached him with a handshake and a smile, confirming what Coach Harris had believed all along. Malik's talent was undeniable. "You have what it takes to go all the way," the scout said, handing him a business card and a glimpse of a brighter future. The coach who had rejected him tried to play it off, offering a stiff congratulations. But Malik didn't need validation anymore. He had already proven himself. He turned to Coach Harris and Jamal, his true supporters, and thanked them for believing in him when no one else did. Malik's journey to the Olympics was just beginning, but his story had already left its mark. It wasn't just about running. It was about perseverance, self-belief, and rising above doubt. And for Malik, this was only the first chapter of his greatness.